Deftones, Phantom Bride, featuring Jerry Cantrell. Guitar tabs and guitar lesson. I'm going to play through all the different sections right through the start here, even throw the solo in there for you. After that, I'll go back through, explain everything that's going on. But before we get into the video, please hit that subscription button. It gives me a clear signal to know that you enjoy these videos and want to see more like it. And without further wait, let's get on into the lesson. Alright, so we'll start off here, and we can pretty much just keep it in standard tuning, EAD, GBE, get everything we need with that. And, we have two guitars going over the top of each other for, most of the intro and verse here. The first guitar is just doing this really quick little picking with some muted strings, and just worrying about the B and the E string here. And we're initially going to go about 4 measures worth of this quick B string. We go 2, 3, open E, 2 open to 3 B. And like I said, you can mute it a little bit with your palm and it sounds pretty good. Okay, so we crank that out about 4 times. And initially, through the intro and say the first half of the verse, we keep it going into the B minor to A chord. We do about 3 times, and then the very last time we do this little bit where we just switch out the 2 on the E for a 5, and then we just come right back to that 3. Right, and it varies a little bit once we get into the verse a little more, and especially the end of the verse, where basically we do our initial section with the open 2 open on the E during the B. Like we crank that out 4 times, but then we just, once it switches to the A chord, we just do the the variant, the open 5 open, crank that out 4 times. Okay, it's just a small little difference that happens there throughout the verse. And the second guitar is just doing a little more of a, a legato arpeggio, so we're just picking through that same B minor 11 vibe. Initially just right here at the 7 on the G, 5B back to the 7D. Alright, and we're just letting it ring. And then we pick through it again, where we hit the 7G, 5B, 7G, and then we're going to come up, hit the 5E, 5B, back to the 7G. Alright, and then from there, we just drop it down to the 6 on the G. We hit it and slide it down so that we end up with like the 4s and the 2s now. And you can just kind of give it a strum there and let it ring. Pick through a little bit if you like. Gets a little loose at that part. So yeah, just going between that B minor 11, A6 with the 9 on there. And there is a slight variant that happens occasionally where we just switch the little middle arpeggio or pick it the same, but then we do this 7G, 5B, 7G, but then we come up, hit an open high E, back to the 5E, 7B. It's just a slight little different thing that happens there, and then the rest of it's pretty much the same. Slide that 6G down to the 4 with the 2s. Alright, chorus comes in. We can get big now with the distorted guitars and all that. And just 3 chords really. Okay, just the B power chord here, 2 on the A with the 4 on the D and G. And it's just kind of a loose shuffling strum. Just, nothing wild here. Okay, come off to the A, the open A, 2 on the D and G. Alright, then we give it this measure of G power chord, 3 on the E with the 5 on the A and D. Back to the A. Alright, and the first chorus, that's where it stops, but every other chorus you just kind of loop it again back to the B, A, G, A. With this outro section, there might be a little bit of the drop-tuned F-sharp vibe or whatever with Stephen Carpenter's guitar, but for the most part, it sounds like we can just get it pretty easy here. We're just doing this G to G flat power chord, and it's this quick 1-2 strum down to the 2nd fret here. Okay, just from the 3rd to the 2 there. Okay, kind of hold it a moment, then we just lift off, hit a couple open low E's, back to the G flat at the 2 here. Hold that a moment there, and then we just kind of do the initial part, the couple 3s to 2. Alright, and essentially just repeat that twice, and after we do it twice, we come up and hit these big kind of 3 dynamic E power chords where you could hit the low E and then just make that middle voiced power chord here at the 7A, 9 on the D there, and it's just a 1, 2, 3. Alright, and we just loop it, that whole thing, a handful of times. And then it just kind of ends on this funky chord here, it sounds like a B minor 7. Do something like this, where we just do the 2 on the A, open D, 2 on the G with the 3B. Okay, just kind of a funny little chord to end on there if you like. And let that ring and you're all set.